It has been said that coaching is like the special sauce on that perfect burger. You got the perfect combination of meats, aka QBs, you have the layering of the vegetables, aka offense, and the bun, the defense. The coaching is that final key ingredient of the special sauce. Have too much and a team is smothered. Too little and the team is lost. But put the right amount in and the team can do extraordinary things. And of course, those teams with the right stuff will go on to take a bite of the burger, aka the playoffs. So today, here are the final grades for all 32 NFL teams' coaches. Arizona Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, D+. Jonathan Gannon's Cardinals team had a very tough season as Kyler Murray recovered from his ACL surgery. Although Budda Baker and James Conner played pretty well. Once Murray came back to action, it was too little too late to save the season. Gannon needs to get more Pro Bowl-like wide receivers and tight ends around Murray for the 2024 season. Atlanta Falcons, Arthur Smith, D. Arthur Smith's Falcons started the season 2-0, but everything came apart so fast, despite playing in the weak but competitive NFC South. Desmond Ritter's performance has been very questionable at best, despite having offensive talent in Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts around him. The Falcons ended up firing Smith after the team lost 17-48 to the New Orleans Saints in Week 18. Smith is a decent coach who should be able to find his footing with another Pro Bowl caliber team as an assistant coach or maybe at the collegiate level. Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh, A. John Harbaugh's Ravens stormed through the NFL with a mighty showing against strong playoff caliber teams from the likes of the San Francisco 49ers, Miami Dolphins, and Detroit Lions. Harbaugh's team also captured the number 1 seed to the AFC playoffs with excellent MVP-like performances from Lamar Jackson on offense and strong brick wall-like performances from the Ravens defense. Harbaugh knows how to turn his team into an unstoppable juggernaut, all right. Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott, B+. Sean McDermott's Bills looked like a hit-or-miss squad at first with a 6-6 record before their Week 13 bye week. After the bye, the Bills went to work with Josh Allen, throwing 29 touchdowns against 18 interceptions and running in 15 rushing touchdowns. The Bills' defense wasn't slouching either, as Terrell Bernard had 143 tackles and Leonard Floyd had 10.5 sacks. McDermott's Bills are one ferocious franchise that can do some serious damage come playoff time. Carolina Panthers, Chris Tabor, F. After the Carolina Panthers shockingly fired Frank Reich, Chris Tabor stepped in as the team's interim coach. Tabor did what he could with rookie quarterback Bryce Young and a non-existent roster around him. The Panthers are a complete mess all season long with a 2-15 record. It wouldn't shock anyone if the Panthers hired another head coach and moved Tabor back to special teams. Chicago Bears, Matt Eberflus, D+. Matt Eberflus's Bears had tough moments in the 23 season, but managed to win 7 games. Justin Fields played better than he did in 2022. The Bears started to improve even more when Montez Sweat came to town to support the team's defense. Eberflus needs to produce a winning season with Fields and/or whoever the Bears take with the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, or he will end up getting the boot from the Windy City. Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor, C. The 2023 Bengals were plagued by injuries. Taylor did everything he could with Jake Browning filling in at quarterback for an injured Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, and T. Higgins all had strong showings this season, but the Bengals will be back on track when Burrow returns from his surgery in 2024. Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, B. Kevin Stefanski's Browns looked very good in the regular season, as the team's defense dominated opponents. He just couldn't get much out of his quarterbacks at first. But once Deshaun Watson went down with season-ending shoulder surgery, the Browns revived Joe Flacco's career as he helped guide the Browns back to the playoffs. Hopefully, Stefanski will keep Flacco on the roster in 2024, as well as keep their defense intact. Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, B-. Mike McCarthy's Cowboys were a force to be reckoned with in the 2023 season as Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb shined on offense. On defense, Micah Parsons and Deron Bland had strong showings thanks to defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. McCarthy made the Cowboys winners of the NFC East for the first time since the 2021 season. But his Cowboys were stunned out of the playoffs by the Green Bay Packers. McCarthy really needs to help his team get over that playoff hump in 2024. Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, D+. Sean Payton didn't have the best start of a new season in Denver, but he did help Russell Wilson up his game in the Mile High City before ultimately benching him for Jarrett Stidham. When the Broncos were good, they were unstoppable with an impressive 5-game winning streak. If Russell Wilson is released by Denver or traded, Payton needs to find a new quarterback in free agency or the 2024 NFL Draft. If not, this team might not be smelling the playoffs anytime soon. Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, B+. Dan Campbell's Lions are a form of art, as they brought Detroit an NFC North championship to the city and a home playoff game for the first time in 30 years. Campbell has brought a true winning culture to Detroit, as he and the Lions look to dominate the NFC North for years to come. Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur, B-. The Packers may not have had the veteran experience equal to that of other teams this season, but Matt LaFleur made the best with his roster as they clawed their way to the 7th seed of the NFC playoffs. LaFleur also had some excellent production from Jordan Love, who started a full season after the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers away to the New York Jets. Houston Texans, DeMeco Ryans, B+. DeMeco Ryans brought strong and very necessary changes to the Texans as they captured the AFC South crown for the first time since the 2019 season and earned themselves a trip to the playoffs. CJ Stroud looks to be a strong Rookie of the Year candidate, as he and Ryans look to dominate the AFC South potentially for years to come. Indianapolis Colts, Shane Steichen, C+. Shane Steichen may not have gotten that much from Anthony Richardson due to a shoulder injury, but he did make the best out of Gardner Minshew. Steichen kept the Colts afloat during the regular season despite missing out on the playoffs. Once Richardson is actually healthy, well, the Colts are certainly going to be competitive. Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson, C. Doug Peterson and the Jaguars had a pretty good season at first, but it all unraveled as the team lost 5 of their last 6 and missed out on the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence played well, but sprained his ankle and missed some action. Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk produced very well on offense, and the Jaguars defense played aggressively against their opponents as Josh Allen earned a trip to the Pro Bowl. Peterson needs to lead this team back to the playoffs in 2024 if they want to see any success again. Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid, B. Andy Reid and the Chiefs played very well this season, but Patrick Mahomes not having a strong receiving core outside of Travis Kelce hurt their competitive edge. The Chiefs' defense played strong as Chris Jones and George Karlaftis both led the team with 10.5 sacks each. Reid's team looks to continue dominating the AFC West for a long time to come. Las Vegas Raiders, Antonio Pierce, C+. Ever since Josh McDaniels was fired, Antonio Pierce salvaged a losing season and made the Raiders a very likable underdog team. Offensive players like Devontae Adams enjoyed playing for Pierce, and Max Crosby and Jack Jones on defense both expressed their strong opinion that Pierce remain head coach of the team. Otherwise, they're going to request trades and depart the desert. Raiders, please keep Pierce as head coach. He potentially has this team moving in the right direction for once. Los Angeles Chargers, Giff Smith, D-. The Chargers' 2023 season was a complete disappointment, as Brandon Staley was fired and Giff Smith did what he could to pick up the pieces. Justin Herbert injured his thumb in Week 14 and missed the rest of the season as Easton Stick tried to salvage the Chargers' offense to victory. It wouldn't be surprising if Smith didn't come back as head coach of the Chargers in 2024 or finds another coaching gig elsewhere, as the Chargers look to bounce back next season. Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay, B-. Sean McVay's resilient Rams played their hearts out towards the end of the season as they climbed to a playoff spot in second place in a wild and competitive NFC West. Matthew Stafford played a lot better than he did in his injury-riddled 2022 season. Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams produced on offense as well, both receiving Pro Bowl nods. The Rams' defense was once again led by Aaron Donald as he earned his 10th straight Pro Bowl nod. McVay's squad can only get better from here as they look to continue the momentum in 2024. Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, B-. Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins had a pretty strong season against any team that had a record below 500. However, when the Dolphins faced any team that finished the regular season with a record above 500, well, that was a bit of trouble for them. Tua Tagovailoa played very well, and 2024 should be much better for him and the team moving forward. Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell, C-. Once Kirk Cousins went down with a torn Achilles, it was very tough for Vikings fans. Kevin O'Connell did everything he could to lead the team with Nick Mullins, Joshua Dobbs, and Jaren Hall under center. With Kirk Cousins possibly gone via free agency in 2024, the Vikings need to draft or sign a new quarterback to help the team move forward. New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, D. What a nightmare of a 2023 season. Both Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi threw more interceptions than touchdowns. While on defense, the Patriots were dominated on all sides of the ball. Belichick and the Pats decided to mutually part ways as Jared Mayo takes over as head coach for the team in 2024. What's next for this legendary head coach? Broadcasting? Signing up with a new team? Who knows? Either way, it will be very interesting to see. New Orleans Saints, Dennis Allen, C+. Dennis Allen and the Saints had a hit-or-miss season, with Derek Carr either playing well or only mediocre due to a shoulder injury. The Saints duked it out for the NFC South only to fall short of winning the division. This was due to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning in Week 18 against the woeful Carolina Panthers. The Saints should be just as competitive next season, if maybe slightly better, if they get some help at the offensive line, edge rusher position, and the secondary. Allen definitely has his work cut out for him in free agency and at the draft. Best of luck. New York Giants, Brian Daboll, D+. Daboll's Giants had a rough 2023 season as they finished with an awful 6-11 record. Daboll needs to do everything he can to repair the woeful offensive line if Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, provided the G-Men choose to bring him back, and/or Tommy DeVito want to have more success and have less pressure from opposing defenses. Daboll may prove to be the right guy for the Giants if he drafts the right offensive line or signs Pro Bowl offensive line talent in free agency. New York Jets, Robert Saleh, C-. Robert Saleh had a tough 2023 season when Aaron Rodgers went down with a torn Achilles, and he was out there doing everything he could with Zach Wilson under center. The Jets' defense under Saleh looked pretty fierce and physical as Sauce Gardner and Quincy Williams earned Pro Bowl nods. C.J. Mosley also looked pretty strong as that defense became the Jets' identity. Saleh needs to fix that offensive line for Rodgers so that way he can be better protected and hopefully not get taken out in Week 1. Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni, C+. Nick Sirianni's Eagles looked like the team to repeat as NFC East champions. But things started to unravel towards the end of the regular season. Jalen Hurts suffered an injured finger in Week 18's loss to the New York Giants, and rumors have been circulating that Nick Sirianni has lost the locker room. Can Sirianni regain control of his team in 2024? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, B-. Mike Tomlin's Steelers started the season slow at best, but kept fighting for a spot in the playoffs. The Steelers' offense was questionable with a quarterback carousel between Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph. Tomlin's defense kept the team afloat with TJ Watt leading the way, although he did suffer a sprained MCL in the team's Week 18 win over the Baltimore Ravens. Tomlin is one of those head coaches that can make the best of everyone on the roster, whether they're Pro Bowlers or not. San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, A. Kyle Shanahan's 49ers were a sight to behold. The 49ers dominated on all sides of the ball for a majority of the season. Brock Purdy's performance was stellar. Shanahan has just shown he knows how to coach a quarterback to greatness. The 49ers defense also played viciously, as they struck fear into opposing offenses. The only thing missing from Shanahan's impressive coaching resume are a few Super Bowl wins. Will this be the year Shanahan and the 49ers hoist the Lombardi Trophy? Well, only time will tell. Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll, C+. Pete Carroll's Seahawks were a hit-or-miss team for the majority of the season. Geno Smith looked alright, but wasn't a Pro Bowler like he was last season. The Seahawks defense under Carroll shined as Bobby Wagner, Julian Love, and rookie Devin Witherspoon all earned Pro Bowl nods. Carroll recently stepped down as head coach of the Seahawks to become an advisor for the team, so hopefully whoever is the next head coach can produce the same amount of success as Carroll did throughout the years. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Todd Bowles, C+. Todd Bowles' Buccaneers started the season slow, but picked things up in the second half as they won 6 of their last 9 games. Baker Mayfield revived his career with the Bucs and helped the team win the NFC South and earn an appearance in the playoffs. The Bucs defense continued playing great as well under Bowles' leadership. The Bucs do have some question marks entering the 2024 offseason, with Mayfield becoming an unrestricted free agent. So currently, the future is rather murky in Tampa. Tennessee Titans, Mike Vrabel, D+. Mike Vrabel's Titans were a disappointment, to say the very least. It was a rough time in the Music City for a majority of the season as Ryan Tannehill went down with a broken foot and Will Levis took over. Tannehill did come back and helped the Titans earn a Week 18 28-20 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, and following that, Vrabel was shockingly fired. Fans of the Titans were very displeased with his firing, and honestly, this could hurt the Titans in 2024 if they don't find a suitable replacement soon. Washington Commanders, Ron Rivera, F. Ron Rivera's Washington Commanders were a complete disaster in the 2023 season, as they haven't won a single game since Week 9's 20-17 win over the New England Patriots. The team traded away strong defensive talents Chase Young and Montez Sweat to the San Francisco 49ers and Chicago Bears respectively. They also have a massive quarterback problem with Sam Howell under center. Rivera was fired at the end of the season with a 4-13 record and last place in the NFC East. Well, the search is now on for the Commanders. Will the next head coach lead this team to victory in 2024? But how do you feel that your favorite team's head coach fared this season? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. But hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.